What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms that sit above or directly at wisetake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider, as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out, WiseTake.com. Day pass is available. All that shit. If you're new to this channel, welcome. You come to the right place with some free fire DFS content covering slates Monday through Friday. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. And it's time to do some dirties. Been feeling you guys, man. You guys have been cool, man. Been participating, getting some comment action. The ratio of likes to views looks good, but the only way we're ever going to improve is if we ask for more. So I'm asking you, nation, to continue to comment, double the comments up, double the likes up, and share the show as much as you can. Help us grow. More we grow, more we put back into our products, including our free shit. So check it. All right, we've got a massive 13-game slate. A lot to get to. We got cores on the slate. We've got a ton of aces, which we'll get into in just a second here. A lot of really good pitching options. And as per usual, I've got it broken down into our usual 3 segments, really 4 segments if you include the dog watch. We're going to talk about top pitchers first. And as usual, there were a few guys that kind of stood out to me. This is a first look show. I do write an article at WiseTake.com, Court Plays article, where my final takes typically go. So if you remember, go check it out there. But in terms of what stood out to me initially, obviously, Tyler Glasnow against my New York Mets. The Mets aren't, as you can see, let me better picture here. You can see they're not like massive strikeout team. See if we can find them here. 22%, 115 ISO. Have not been good at the power department. WRC plus under 100. But the Mets will strike out against a pitcher with nasty strikeout shit, and that's what Glasnow has. So yeah, Glasnow at home in Tampa. Either way, even if it was in Citi Field. Yeah, I know the Mets have won 7 straight, but this is gonna be a tough one. Like Glasnow. Also like Scherzer. Arizona, also a team that can be stingy from time to time with strikeouts. 23% though. They strike out more against righties and lefties, at least so far. And this is Mad Max Scherzer. Then you got Clayton Kershaw against Miami. Right? Let's see where Miami is against lefties so far this season. 25.7% K rate. They do have a 164 ISO, which for them isn't bad. But still a WRC plus under 100. 25.7% strikeout rate. So, yeah. And these charts, by the way, I do paste an image of these charts, at least the initial, like the profile and stats here, and then these charts for splits. I include in my Court Plays article. For anyone wondering. But yeah, I mean, Kershaw seems the safest, right? He's playing Miami. He's at home. But as you can see, when you look at the strikeout rate there, Glasnow has the highest so far this season. Scherzer has the second highest. But if you look at last season, while Glasnow is still significantly ahead of those guys, Kershaw was not too far off from Scherzer. So take your pick. As far as some cheaper options go, I think Joe Musgrove is interesting. The Giants kind of roughed him up twice, but the Giants are actually, at least to start the season, not a bad offense. They're only bad when I play them. Awesome XFIP, 2.32. I think the lowest on the slate, right? Yeah, 2.32 lowest on the slate. 34.8% K rate, just under Scherzer for the third highest strikeout rate on the slate. He gives us some hard contact, but a lot of strikeout guys do that. Now he's playing St. Louis, who is a predominantly right-handed team, right? And currently, St. Louis against right-handed hitters have a 24% strikeout rate, a 292 WOBA, a 162 ISO is not awful, 292 WOBA though, and an 86 WRC plus. So yeah, I think Musgrove seems like a decent time to hop on. He's only 8K on FanDuel, 8.7 on DraftKings. Is he cheap enough? Probably. Maybe not to get cores, but to go elsewhere. Last guy I'll mention, man, and I feel weird even saying it because I started off the season talking hella shit about this dude, and I'll explain why. I don't know if I should believe it or not. I'll have to do more research on him. But David Peterson against Tampa, and the reason for that is because Tampa Bay against lefties, 32.1% K rate so far this season. 32.1% K rate to lefties. 142 ISO, 283 WOBA, and top 10 worst WRC plus is against lefties. So I'm going to take a shot on Peterson. Now, the reason I was skeptical on Peterson is if we look at last year, looks like he got pretty lucky. 3.44 ERA looks good, but a 5.11 xFIP, 5.26 SIERA, only a 19.5% K rate, and a 233 batting average balls in play. So I was nervous. So far this year, it's been a little different. So the luck has kind of flipped around, right? Because his BABIP is over 300 now for the season. His ERA is 5.54. However, his xFIP extremely low at 3.13, and SIERA also low at 3.49. Strikeouts are way up. Swinging strike rate is around 12%, which is about 2% higher than he was last year. And he's only 7.4 on DraftKings, man. 6.6 on FanDuel. Only 7.4 on DraftKings. I think people are going to try. I think people will try to play him. Big park out in Tampa. Could see that easily being a pitcher's duel. So, yeah, I like David Peterson, I think. Yeah, I think. As far as top offenses go, we've got cores. We'll address that. We got Wade Miley coming off of his no-hitter. Miley has looked good, but we know he's not a strikeout guy. He's also been extremely lucky if you look at a 162 BABIP. And this is a park where that could go astray. So I think that the Rockies are interesting. I think people will play the Rockies. I don't think they're going to, especially after the 13-run explosion they had on Thursday's slate. I think the Rockies will be up there in ownership. And then, of course, the Reds, who were extremely chalky on Thursday. And just, now, they put up 10 runs by the end of the game. But I still think it's considered a bust because their main guys didn't really produce. And it was like, I think a pinch hitter came in and hit a home run. It was just weird, right? But they're playing German Marquez, who really hasn't looked good in a couple of years. I mean, he hasn't looked terrible. But he hasn't looked as. I mean, there was one year where he was in the Cy Young conversation for a lot of the season. Needless to say, expect the Reds to be popular again. I think Washington against Riley Smith. We have it's such a big slate. We've got a nice combination of good pitchers, mediocre pitchers, and straight bad pitchers. And Riley Smith has so far looked pretty fucking bad. 4.85 ERA, and his xFIP's even higher at 5.4, only a 10.7% K rate. And he's playing Washington, a team that likes to put the ball in play. I like Washington. Houston against West Benjamin. West Benjamin, you poor sumbitch. 6.64 xFIP, 6.71 SIERA. Playing a team that does not strike out very easily, puts the ball in play. He's giving up a 50% fly ball rate, a 35% hard contact rate. Houston looking pretty good. The Cubs against Tyreek Skubal. Worries me a little bit because the Cubs actually have a tendency to strike out once in a while. But Skubal is not normally known for that. 6 xFIP, 5.33 SIERA, 56.8% fly ball rate, 36.6% hard contact rate, and we're looking for home runs. So yeah, I like the Cubbies. I like the Cubbies. I do. I'll go for the last one. And again, these are the ones that appeal to me on first look. We'll get to the things to watch section in a second. But the last one is Oakland against Shoemaker. Oakland was horrific against Boston that entire series. But they get Shoemaker, who has looked like dog shit all season. 15% K rate should allow them to put the ball in play. The Minnesota Park, I think is a little bit better than Oakland. I could just be saying that in my head to allow me to fall into that Oakland trap once again. but I just think Shoemaker's been ass, and I think Oakland's better than they've been playing. But at the same time in baseball, you typically want to ride the streaks. All right, things to watch. Jake Arrieta against the Tigers. Arrieta is the king of mediocrity, at least in terms of fantasy. But the Tigers are just the extreme, right? They've been playing well lately, but we know what they're capable of. Even Danny Duffy, they put up like 4 runs on him. Duffy still went for like double-digit fantasy points because of all the strikeouts. Is what they do. So what wins out there? Arrieta or the Tigers? Nick Pivetta against the Angels. Pavetta's been a little on the luckier side, right? He is at home in Boston, a small hitter's park. He's been a little on the lucky side. 244 BABIP. XFIP is a full run higher than his ERA. Sierra also, even higher, just under 5. Strikeouts have been down for what we've seen from him. Angels have the 4th highest WRC plus in the league against righties. I lean towards the Angels bats in this one with the park boost, but something to keep an eye on. Last but not least, Steven Matz against Philly. So I know Matz hasn't looked that much better than he did on the Mets, right? But I think he has been a little better than he was on the Mets. His xFIP is still significantly lower than his, a full run lower than his ERA, right? Hard contact rate's been down 25%, and he's playing Philly. And the reason I got Philly highlighted here, look at Philly, 28% strikeout rate to lefties this year. Now they do have a WRC plus over 100. Only a 159 ISO, and you can see the Cubs right here. Also against lefty, they strike out a ton, right? But at least they have 180 ISO. So Philly's been striking out a lot of lefties. That's just something to take note of. They have been. It's what they do. It's what they've done, right? So what wins out here? Because we've seen Philly destroy lefties in the past. They have a team that should be able to hit lefties. Ramuto, McCutchen, Alec Baum, the young kid is a righty, Reese Hoskins. But this year they really haven't hit them well. And they're familiar with Steven Matz from all the years he played with the Mets. So what wins out there? Don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me, you answer these questions for me, right? When I go to things to watch, I'm expecting answers from you guys in the comments. And tell me what you think. What thing you think should be watched or whatever. Dong watch time. It's Dong watch time. That's right. It's Dong watch time. First pick going to be Alex Bregman. Easy. Third baseman against Wes Benjamin. That poor sumbitch. I'm going with a Cub. I'm going with Javi Baez. Honestly, I did not know he was 6,100. It's wild. I guess they're anticipating the high ownership against this pitcher. But yeah, I go Javi Baez. And I guess we'll go Matt Olson. If I can find, there he is. 4-1. That's actually a really good price for Matt Olson. 41 is really cheap. Just dong the other day. 41 is real cheap. There you go. Matt Olson, Alex Bregman, Javi B. That's today's Dong Watch. That's going to do it for us today, Nation. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Those of you who stayed up late night, streaming live, and those of you who are, West Coasting it, all that good shit. We appreciate you at the WiseTake Nation. Hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget to check us out at wisetake.com. We got a Slack chat rolling for monthly members. When we got day passes available, if you just want to try the content out. Again, my projections and all that shit are up there. I write the Core Plays article. Paulie does the DFS Fast Break. It's just been cruising for a bruising. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.
Yes.